Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bussell Island Swim 2025. I am your race director. I am Lana Burrell. This is our second Bussell Island Swim, and I'm really excited to welcome everyone back who came last year and to all our new swimmers. We're really excited at the registration numbers, and we want to give you a preview of the race because there's honestly a lot of information, especially if you haven't been here before. So we're going to cover that today's webinar. It is May 28th, so we're a few days out from the race, so not everything is 100% known, but we're going to do our best to get everything for you. Okay, here we go. The Bussell Island Swim is going to take place Saturday, May 31st, 2025. Excited to have our logo offered by T2 Designs, Todd Temple, who will also be our photographer on race day. And hopefully he can grab images of all the fun that's about to happen. Okay. So, pre-race briefing, I'm going to talk about the race course overview. We're going to do a brief review of rules. We'll talk about what happens with adverse weather, our expected weather and water conditions, safety protocols, the race schedule and starting waves, the site map, parking and logistics, and finally, all of the details and full rules are on our website. All participants are responsible for everything that is stated there. Here's our web address. If you don't remember that or grab that, the run sign up also has a link to the website. So if you looked at the run sign up where you registered and thought, gee, there's not a lot of information here, please check out our full website for all of the details about Bussell Island and all of the other events associated with the Knoxville Open Water Swimmers, the cows. This is the Bussell Island Swim course. Here is the 1 mile course. You will be starting in water. Okay, we will stage on a beach and then enter the water. The whistle will blow. You will be in the water treading. You will head out. There will be buoys on this course that you do not see here. You will swim along the rock wall, on top of which is a great greenway for spectators to observe you, and they should be able to see you pretty well from a slightly elevated position. You will swim a half mile down to the end of this rock wall as it approaches the Tellico Dam, which is not running. There should not be any current or anything unsafe there. You will follow the buoys to the end of the half mile, make a left-hand turn at the buoys, another left-hand turn at the second buoy, and then you will return swimming the remaining of the course to the finish chute back very close to our start. All of the swimming will take place in a counterclockwise direction. You will always keep buoys on your left shoulder. This is the 2.6 kilometer course, also a mile and a half. You will follow the 1 mile course along the first half mile of the rock wall. And instead of making the immediate turn and returning to the start, you are going to head out on a dog leg, a slight left, and you will swim around this small island that does not have a name. We'll just call it the Little Sister Island for now. And you will swim around this. It's the size of a large house. There will be buoys that will guide you around that so that you don't swim into the very shallow areas near the island. And then you will swim back close to the rock wall and again follow the buoys, keeping all buoys on your left shoulder until you come to the finish, where there will be one final buoy that will be on your right shoulder to guide you to the finish chute. The 5K, 5.2 kilometer course, or 3+ mile course, is going to follow the exact same pattern as the 2.6 miler. You're going to head out around that little island, return, and you will make a turn around the original start buoy here. Again, keeping it on your left shoulder, and you will head out and do a second loop of the course and return. The final buoy turning you into the finish will be on your right shoulder, and you will go into the finish chute and complete your course there. All the rules fully detail are on our website. These are some of the just highlights: typical disqualifications, intentionally delaying the progress of another swimmer. Okay, in general, when a swimmer pulls past, they have right of way, and you need to allow some space. There's plenty of water out there. We have everyone spaced out in the waves. Let's not have any black eyes or any issues, okay? Be nice out there. Failure to do the prescribed course, okay? Cutting buoys, it is your responsibility to know and follow the course. Failing to complete within the set time, all swimmers have 2.5 hours from the last wave start, and I'll show that in detail on the schedule. You may not make forward progress by maintaining contact or pulling on any watercraft or physical features of the course. You may, if you need to, hold on to one of our volunteers on a kayak or paddleboard if you need to catch your breath, fix your goggles, whatever it is. If you're having any kind of health issue, use those volunteers that are out there for your safety. You may tread water at them, and if you do grab onto a kayak or a paddleboard, please grab onto the very ends, not where the person is sitting, but grab the end of their craft. It's less likely that you'll pull them into the water with you. Okay, but you can stay there as long as you need. If at that point you need more assistance or you've decided you want to exit the race, they will call for one of our motorboats to assist you in exiting the water. But if you just need to stop briefly and make an adjustment, you may do that, but they may not progress you forward. Violating any of the swimwear rules, again, check the website for the full details there. If you have an objection or protest a disqualification or a call made by any time during the race, please make any protests within 30 minutes after we announce our awards. General safety for all swimmers. Please wear the provided swim cap. You will be body marked with a Sharpie, either on your shoulders or hands. It's your responsibility to be aware of your surroundings and the conditions at all times, okay? You are not in a pool. You are in an open water area that is open to wildlife and other boats, though we are going to do our very best to keep everything away from you. Please do be aware of everything around you. Stay on course. Stay within a few meters of the buoys as you pass by them. Okay, if you don't see a buoy nearby, heads up, look around, get yourself back on course. That means sighting and checking with your eyes frequently to make sure you know where you're at. Monitor the kayaks for signals. As you swim by and you notice a kayak, give a quick glance. If they're calm and quiet and chill, everything's probably fine. Keep swimming. If you see them waving or signaling or doing something vigorously, something is up, stop and have a look and see what's going on. Lifeguards and medical personnel will be available on the patrol boats as well as at the finish line. If there's any emergency at any time, all of our safety crew and volunteers have been instructed to call 911, and they will be the first on site to respond. If you are withdrawing from the race, again, contact a volunteer. If you can swim to them, if you need their help and you can't get to them, please do your best to wave your arm in the air. They will be looking for that. In fact, our volunteers, our kayakers, and our safety boats will be monitoring, looking for anything that does not look like typical swimming behavior. So if they do not see you making steady forward progress in whatever stroke you choose, they may come over to you, they may ask you how you are doing, and checking on you in general to make sure that you are okay. If you're good, you can give them a thumbs up. You can say, I'm okay, I'm good, smile, and carry on with your race. If you do need help, though, that's why they're there. Please do not forget to bring sunscreen. It's actually got a forecast of some sunny skies potentially. And also you may want some tinted goggles because this area, when the sun is low, can be kind of blinding on the return trip. Weather forecast as of today, Wednesday, May 28th, we are looking at for race day. Sunny skies from 8 until noon. Temperature in the air anywhere from 59 rising up to 70 degrees. A low chance of precipitation, and not much cloud cover. Obviously will be humid. We do have a chance for some fog, but hopefully that does not settle in on us. And wind will be rising. Some of you doing the 5K course may notice that the wind starts to pick up a little bit of surface chop or a little bit of a surface current. So please be aware of that as you are returning, especially on your second lap, that we might just see the wind start to pick up a little bit more. The weather plan. If it rains, we will swim. If there is thunder, lightning, fog, or any other adverse weather, we will wait. We will start with a delay, and we will wait until after 15 minutes of no observation of adverse conditions before we start. We can extend our delay time for a period up to 90 minutes We may have to shorten the race if that happens, try to get everybody to swim as much as we can. But hopefully, if there is any adverse conditions, we can get out there before too long. If the race is started and we observe conditions, we want everyone to immediately exit the water and wait 15 minutes on a shoreline. That means you stopping and getting to a shoreline, and that may be the assistance of boats helping you and calling for directions. So listening for sirens, whistles, signals from kayaks, they will be coming out to get you as best they can. And the patrol boats will be displaying a large prominent red flag. If you see that, that means get out of the water. And it may be that you're closest to a patrol boat at that point, and they may be your exit. At this time, we feel like the probability of that is fairly low, but it is East Tennessee, and the weather can change whenever it wants. So we are always ready, no matter what. Water conditions. Observed water temperature. Most recently, Saturday, just a few days ago, the water temperature was 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It has been an unusually cool month, and we've had an unusually high amount of rain, which means the water's been colder than we would have expected. Expected water temperature on race day, we expect it to either maintain close to that 70, perhaps rise a little bit. It does depend on how much rain we get over the next 72 hours. We will check the water temperature again on Friday. We'll be out there in the afternoon setting buoys. So we will share that on social media and we'll email it if we can. Saturday morning before the race, we will check, and that will be our final temperature. We will have that displayed at registration. We'll probably get it out on social media too if we can. Water conditions as a precaution. You may choose to wear a wetsuit as a swimmer. If you do, you will not be included in the top 3 awards. Your times will be noted as assisted, and they will be listed in a separate category in our final results. Any neoprene that is providing buoyancy or insulation will be considered a wetsuit. We will ask you at registration, and we will also check you as you enter the water to see who is in neoprene or not. Swimmers may wear earplugs. You also may double up caps. Okay, these are great ways to help you deal with colder temperatures. Your race cap must be worn on the outside. Okay, you may wear a double cap for any reason. Our caps are latex, so if you have a latex issue, you can wear another cap underneath. Swimmers should prepare for post-race warming. Again, water temperature around 70, which is probably 10 degrees colder than the average pool that you're swimming in, even a competition pool. 15 to 20 degrees cooler if you're in a regular gym pool. The air temperatures will be again in the 50s and into the 60s. Luckily, forecast of sun, but again, this is a cool combination. And if you are not acclimated and used to cold water, you're probably going to feel chilly as you exit the water if you're not used to it. And especially if you do not carry a lot of bioprene, natural insulation. If you're low on the body fat, you may really notice this. So post-race warming, we expect everyone have a plan, okay? Most importantly, get dry, okay? Get out of your wet swimsuit as soon as possible and get dry. Blankets, towels, warm clothing, get a warm hat on your head. We will have coffee and hot cocoa at the finish line, but you may want to have a thermos with your hot beverage there and ready to go. Getting some food in your stomach can also help you warm up. Also, walking in the sun is a great way to start getting some of that warm blood going. We are a little concerned, yes, and reasonably so, about hypothermia. Again, if you are not acclimated and used to being in cold temperatures, this may feel very cold to you. Okay, the signs of hypothermia, and I suggest that you share this with anybody who is hanging out with you or spectating. We'll be sharing this with all of our volunteers and all of our staff. Shivering, slurred speech, mumbling, slow or shallow breathing, a weak pulse, clumsiness, confusion, suddenly feeling very tired, and unfortunately a loss of consciousness can be a further effect. We don't anticipate that many will succumb to this. However, mild hypothermia can take place in conditions that we're going to be in. And usually, if you are hypothermic, you may not know that you are. That means volunteers may be asking you questions on the water, checking in with you, and looking to see how you're doing. But if you are uncomfortable, shivering, cold, and you can't seem to warm up, and feel like you're really struggling, and feeling very sluggish, it is okay to ask for assistance, and we will render assistance as soon as possible. This can also happen after you exit the water, which is why it's so important when you finish swimming to get out of the water, get dry, and get warm, because body temps tend to drop still after exiting the cold water. So please take your rewarming seriously and do it quickly. Phone numbers. These are mobile numbers for our 3 main contacts on site. I'm the race director, again, Lana Burrell. Our medical director, Heather White, will be on site. Referee Helen Naylor will be on one of the boats, as well as our safety director, Chris Burrell, will also be on one of the boats. We, at this time, are planning on having 3 motorboats on the water, 4 motorboats on the water, as well as somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 to 20 kayaks also on the water for assistance. Again, if there is an emergency, we will be calling 911. Use these numbers in case of an emergency. I will be on shore near the finish line for the duration of the race. Helen and Chris will be out on the boats. The schedule on Saturday. Parking area is open. They're always open. Parking is free, but we will be ready to take you for check-in at 6 o'clock. You may warm up in the warm-up areas, and I'll show you that map in a second. Do be aware that our warm-up time closes at 7 o'clock, and you will not be swimming until 7:45 at the earliest. So if you do choose to swim as a warm-up, just be aware that you need to stay warm between now and then. So you may want to do a dry land warm-up for this day. 7:15, we ask our swimmers to head to the beach. You are encouraged to wear whatever sandals on your feet. Keep your feet covered, keep a hat on your head, keep your parkas on, your warm clothes on while you go down to the beach and line up. It's a little bit shaded on part of the beach, and the sand will probably feel cold on your feet. So stay warm while we get lined up and start to go. Things will be safe over there, or you can give them to someone who's traveled with you. We'll do our pre-race briefing starting at 7:25. I will do a brief review of the course, any update in swim conditions or a change in the course or anything like that, I will present at that time. Again, we will have a map of the race when you come at check-in to take another look at that if you're not sure, and that will include full map of the buoys. Our waves will start at 7:45 and everyone will be in the water at 8:05. Okay, the waves are 3 minutes apart. I will show you those in a second. The course will close 2.5 hours after the final wave start. And when you finish and come onto shore, we have our post-race party with snacks, drinks, and just hanging out, having a good time until 11:30. Award presentations, approximate times will be 9:30, 10:15, and 11 o'clock. We will try to get to those a little bit earlier, but we'll do our best to get everybody out of there so you don't have to stay the entire time, especially if you're only swimming the mile. Check-in instructions on Saturday morning, the location, the pavilion at the race venue. Again, I'll show you a map of that. From 6 to 7 a.m., no late pickups. You do not need to bring an ID. You just need to have your name. Tell us which race you're in, and tell us if you plan to wear a wetsuit. We will post the temperatures here, so be thinking about that when you come up. Again, we'll verify you on the beach, but this will help us get our timing organized a little bit more ahead of time. You must pick up your own packet. You may not send someone else to pick up your packet, but again, you don't need ID to do so. Your packet will include a swim cap. It is the color that corresponds to the race distance that you're doing. We will have the race number. We will write it on the cap at check-in. You'll get a bag of swag and goodies. There is no finisher award per se for this race. Instead, you're going to get a bag of good stuff at the beginning of the race. If it's your first Bussell Island, be sure to grab one of our rubber duck keychains. And if you lost yours from last year, if we have any extras, we'd be happy to give you one. T-shirt, if you registered before May 11th, we did get some extras, so we will try to distribute as many of those as possible. But we may not have some for everybody if you registered in the late registration period. Sweatshirts, if you ordered one, we will have that there for you. You will be body marked upon check-in. We will put Sharpie, again, like I said, on your shoulders. And if your shoulder, it's going to be kind of on this sort of meaty part on the back of the shoulder here. Okay. Do not put sunscreen on that area. Do not put any other products on that area. You can put your clothes back on after we get that. That'll be on both shoulders. If you plan to have your shoulders covered, say you're planning to wear a full sleeve wetsuit, we're going to put the Sharpie on your hands, okay? We need to have a number on your body as well as on the cap. Here's a map at the start and finish, hopefully to give you a little better idea of what's going on. Again, here's the pavilion for check-in, okay? Spectators could come out here to see the race. The race will be over in this general area. Spectators can also walk along this rock wall path and have a great view of the water. Some of this area will be available for parking. This is another parking lot. I'll show you parking in just a second, but you can see it here. Map for the beach. You will line up in waves on the beach. It is not a huge area, so we're going to have to economize and pay attention. You will be asked, there are 7 waves. There will be a sign for each wave. You'll be asked to get in order, number order, with maybe number 1 or whatever it is, starting each group. And you'll be stacked up and in your waves on the beach ready here. A race official will come by and confirm your place in line, confirm that you are ready to enter the water, and confirm if you are wearing neoprene. The way this is going to work is when you start, okay, you will enter the water from the beach. You'll swim along as the water deepens, and you'll go out to the other side. You see these 2 structures. This is a horseshoe shape and this large arc. This is a floating yellow buoy. It's about an 8-inch diameter. It is heavy plastic and pretty immovable. You're going to start from the opposite side of that. So your race all takes place on the outside of that buoy. Okay. When you get in the water to start, you're going to find a place along that buoy and put your hand on it. When we say go, you can push off from that hand and start your swim. For our 7:45 wave, we're going to get you in the water at about 7:39. We're going to send you to swim out and put your hand on that buoy and be treading water and ready to go. You may hang on to the buoy more than that if you need to. The next wave that will start at 7:48, wave 2 will be standing in the water, ready to take your place, wave 1. Wave 3 will be on the beach, ready to walk in. We'll blow the horn or the siren. You guys start swimming. Okay, push off from that buoy, you're going to head out and go. The next wave that's standing in the water, we're going to send you to get staged on the opposite side of the buoy. The wave on the next one on the beach is going to step into the water, and so on until we get all 7 waves into the water and started. All distances, you're going to all go, again, keeping the buoys all on the left shoulder, and you're going to swim between the buoys and the rock wall for the first half mile and follow the course. When you come back in, the green arrow is for everyone who's finishing. If you're doing the 2.5K or the 1 mile, you're making your 1 lap and you're coming in, rounding that final buoy and coming into our finish chute. It will consist of 2 lane lines and a large overhead arch that you're going to swim under, and you're going to hit with your hand. When you hit it with your hand, that is your finish, and that's when your time will be recorded as finishing. Your start time will be from a wave start time when your hands leave the buoy when I blow the horn. If you're doing the 5K race, when you come back in after your first lap, we will have a floating aid station here for you. More details coming up here. And then if you don't want to use that aid station, you don't have to, and you can simply swim around the turn buoy and head back out for your second lap. Again, if you are doing the 5K swim, we had a few swimmers ask, we are setting up an aid station. It will look like this. It is literally a Buc-ee's floaty. You'll put your bottles in. It's got a mesh bottom in the middle. You throw your bottles in there, and when you swim up, you can reach over and get your bottle out. If we have an extra volunteer, we'll try to have somebody out there to help fish bottles out for you, or maybe have bottles with them. But right now, we don't quite have the extra people to put there. If we can free somebody up, we will. But if you want to put your bottles in there, you should put a tape and a number. So you'll get your number in the morning. We'll have extra tape. You can put some duct tape around your bottle, write your number on it, and throw it in here. You can have other aid in there, but really, honestly, a water bottle is probably the smartest thing to have because it will be hard to fish out like a gel or something like that. If you want to have a gel, stuff it in your cap, stuff it in your suit where you know it's not going to go anywhere. Otherwise, the bottles will be in here. Once the race is completed, we'll pull this over, or you can swim up to it after you finish and fish your bottle out and take it back with you. But this will be close to the turn buoy. We will pull it out there once the race starts and we get everybody out. while you're out on your first lap, we will get this staged for you. If nobody turns in bottles, we won't put it out there. Starting waves. We have 7 starting waves, okay? Our blue caps for our 1 milers, our pink caps for our 2.5K, and our 5Kers are in green caps. 745, ages 11 to 39, 748, ages 40 plus. Okay, for the 2.6K, you guys are in right after, 3 minutes after. Wave number 3, ages 11 to 39, and then ages 40 plus for wave 4 on the pink caps. Green caps, 5Kers, you guys start at 7:57. Again, your waves are a little bit different, ages 11 through 29. At 8 o'clock, ages 30 to 49, and 8:03, ages 50 plus. So the 5K race is the biggest race. We have nearly 65 people signed up for it. And by splitting you all into waves, the waves are all between 20 and 30 people if everyone shows up. So this gives you guys a little more space in the water and spreads you out on the course a little bit more. Address and parking. Please enter into your app on your phone, whether you're using Google, Apple, or Waze. If you search for Tellico Dam parking area, it will take you to approximately 200 Tellico Parkway, Lenoir City. It is at approximately the intersection of Highway 321 and the Tellico Parkway, where that basically terminates at 321. And you are actually on Bussell Island when you come onto this park, okay? We are separated from land by the 2 dams, the Tellico Dam, which is out where you're swimming to, and Big Fort Loudon Dam, which if you come from the north, you will drive over. So you are now on Bussell Island, and this is where our Tellico Dam parking area. This is a TVA recreation site, okay? Carpooling is really encouraged. We do believe that there is ample parking, but if you want to be a little bit closer, the more we compact into cars, the better off for everybody. Do not park on the grass. Our permit specifically says, do not park on the grass, so please do not park on the grass. Do not park at the boat ramp unless we absolutely run out of other parking. Here is a look at the site map. Again, 321, this highway that I mentioned, and 444 is the Tellico Parkway. Tellico Parkway basically terminates here into 321. This is north up here, south down here. North goes up into Lenoir City and towards I-75. When you make the exit off 321, if you came down that way, it's going to deposit you right here off the exit ramp. You'll go straight across into the park entrance. We will have signs that say cows swim. You'll know you're at the right place. When you come in, you're going to make a right turn and drive down towards our area. Okay, and this is where the swim is all taking place. Again, as parking fills up in this parking area and this one, there is a small one here that's about 10 spaces. And then we have overflow parking back here. And this is about a third of a mile walk over to the venue. So, and this also has a permanent bathroom. So there are some restrooms right here as you come into the park. And if all of this parking fills up, then we have overflow parking here at the boat ramp. Again, if you need to park there, kind of stick to the corner furthest away from where the boats are coming in and out, and that'll keep the boaters okay with us. They will be, boaters will be coming in and out of the water here, but again, we have 4 motored boats that are going to kind of help provide a little blockade and try to keep the recreational guys out of our hair. Again, you can see at the site, here's the pavilion for check-in, here's warm-up areas, here's the beach where you're going to start. The finish is kind of right here. We have another set of restrooms here, and there are portable toilets also staged at our race venue. Post-race, we'll have food and drink. We'll have lots of snacks. It says pizza. There's not pizza. I'm sorry. That was a typo. We will not have pizza. We will have fruit. We'll have snacks. We have sodas. We'll have hot coffee and hot chocolate. There'll be water and tailwind to drink. Please bring your own water bottle. We're trying to reduce our plastic waste, so we are not handing out water bottles, nor are we handing out cups. We'll have hot beverage cups, but please do your best to bring your own containers. Restrooms, like I mentioned, you can stay as late as you want. This is an open public area. You may want to set up camp chairs or pop-up tents. You are absolutely free to do that, though much of our area around the race venue, as you can see, there's a lot of trees in here, so a lot of it is pretty well shaded. and you may want to be in the sun. Anyway. Awards, we're going to do awards for each distance. We will have a top award, but we will also have for the top three finisher, a top award for the whole distance, and then we'll have awards for the top three finishers of all genders together. It's swimming. When we look over the past years with Bussell Island as well as Bridges to Bluffs, men and women, you guys are all mixing on times, and the ladies, y'all are swimmers. So we will be giving small awards to our top three finishers of each distance for each of these age categories. As this race grows, we'll probably grow our awards. Swimmers, if you opted again to compete in a wetsuit, you will have your time officially recorded, but you will not be included in these age group awards. If you are competing in our race as part of the U.S. Master Swimming Southeast Zone Championships, we will have placings shared and posted a few days following the event. There are not any physical awards for this, but we will have those, and we will transmit those back to USMS Southeastern LMSC as well as U.S. Master Swimming for official records. So we are really excited about the race. Hopefully that answers the many great questions that you all have been asking. I really appreciate your patience. This is our second year of the race, like I said. So we are making definite improvements from last year and also growing and learning and figuring out how to have an amazing race for all of you. But a big thanks to the Knoxville Open Water Swimmers, the cows. They are our local master swim club, and many of the people swimming, volunteering, staffing are members of the cows, including me. Also, a big thanks to Prime Aquatics. They are the USA Swimming Club. That is our partner for this event, and several of the Prime swimmers will be there today, or on Saturday, as well as their coaches and parents. Many of them, again, filling volunteer and staff roles. And also my company, LB Endurance. This is one of the events that we direct and are very excited to continue to grow this event and bring it to life. Again, this race is sanctioned by USA Swimming and US Masters Swimming. So where we have not made exception, rules of those national governing bodies do apply. If you have questions, you can reach us at knox.ows@gmail.com. You can also reach us through the race website, either on Run Sign Up or through the website address that I shared with you at the beginning of the presentation. We will send updates as needed, but I hopefully get to see everybody smiling, ready to go for a great swim on Saturday. Thanks again. We'll see you at Bussell Island.